Please traveler.
Yes, this is the already long existing Butler Station. Redone. Butler Station is a station on the northern part of the Yanchep Line, located 41.5 kilometers from Perth in Fare Zone 5. The station opened as part of an extension of the then called Yanchep Line to Butler on the 21st of September 2014. The extension had been promised by both the Liberal and Labour government parties in 2008 and involved the duplication of track from Clarkson Station to the already existing Noragup Railguard depot, which only had singular track, as well as further track built around the depot and north to Butler. The station was one of only two stations along the Joondalup, now called Yanchep Line, which was not in the median of the Mitchell Freeway after leaving the city. The other, of course, being the original terminus at Joondalup, located right next to the Lakeside Shopping Centre. This made it a prime place for a transit-orientated development, which is exactly what occurred at this location, which was originally full of sand when it opened, but now contains the Butler Shopping Centre and surrounding commercial precinct, as well as a health centre, driving centre, and several other non-residential facilities nearby to the station, as it is located in the middle of the suburb, significantly west from the Mitchell Freeway, which did not extend to here until 2023. The original plan for Butler Station involved a Butler Station being built at Lucan Drive, and the current location of Butler Station to be a station called Brighton, which is a name for this northern area of Butler, sort of like an estate name. This would have involved a smaller gap between Clarkson and Butler stations, which are currently the longest gap by distance along the whole Yanchep Line. The station at Lucan Drive would have acted as a park and ride, similar to Edgewater and Joondalup, with many car parking bays, while Brighton, which is the now Butler, would have been the center of the transit-oriented development, which it still has become now. The original Butler Station would have also not been in the median of the Mitchell Freeway originally, since it was not extended north until 2023, but nowadays would be located in the middle of the Lucan Drive Mitchell Freeway interchange. Hopefully the Butler, which would now have to be called Ridgewood Station, will be eventually built one day to bridge the gap and provide further park and ride facilities around Butler. Construction for Butler Station began on the 16th of July 2012, with the then in power Liberal government in charge, which unfortunately decided against the construction of the second station, which the Labour Party was opposing. The construction finished on the 16th of May 2014, several months early and under budget, allowing opening only a few months later in September. The station served as the terminus of the still called Joondalup Line, even though it did terminate here at Butler, from its opening on the 21st of September 2014 until the opening of the Yanchep rail extension, upon which the line was renamed, on the 14th of July 2024. Almost 10 years, similar to the other two termini of the Joondalup Line at Clarkson and Currambine, which also both served as the terminus for approximately 10 years. As you can see, station is located in a cutting similar to the rest of the Yanchep Line stations north at Alkimos, Eglinton and Yanchep, with side platforms. In the middle of the residential area, near the intersection of Exmouth Drive and Butler Boulevard. The line cuts through the middle of residential housing for a significant distance before reaching the Mitchell Freeway, which is currently the only part of the Yanchep Line to do so until further developments occur along the new extension. This area originally received a lot of complaints for the train noise and vibrations once the line opened, which were not addressed for several months. The first train ran on the extension on the 25th of August 2014, and immediately residents complained about the significant vibrations due to the curves and geometry of the track near Butler Station. The government had already put in place approximately 850 meters of acoustic padding along the extension to prevent excess noise, but this was not here near Butler Station, where the curves are most significant and the trains travel at slower speeds. A protest occurred on the 12th of October 2014, upon which the government finally reviewed the noise levels and conducted a study, which finished in December 2014, when action was finally taken to reduce the noise. There are several news reports online about the original complaints residents experienced. There was an expected 2,000 people per day projected to use the station upon opening, which it reached only 9 days after the beginning of operations, proving its success. In March 2018, the station had an average of 2,750 boardings per day, and in the first year of its operation, it had 600,000 people use it. This figure probably significantly increased in the years leading up to 2024, with the highest patronage for the station being in the year 2023. With the opening of the Yanchep rail extension, residents north of Butler in Alkimos, Eglinton, Yanchep and Two Rocks would no longer be using the station and parking or taking buses to the new stations on the extension, significantly reducing the patronage at Butler Station and making it a much less significant point, as it's no longer the terminus, and all the 3 new stations are also not located in the freeway median and expected to have significant transit-oriented development around them, which you can go watch all those 3 station videos to learn more about that. Here we are on the in the eastern car park of Butler Station, which features approximately 800 bays, with another 200 being on the other side, located closer to the town centre, which you're pretty lucky to grab those, which is where we started this video. So parking machines are located here, as well as over there in the other car park. This is the eastern exit, which is used much more rarely, since it's, for people taking buses or, announcements. For people taking buses or going into the town centre, because it's just a car park, or if you walk to the houses. There's also a motorbike shelter here, and then automatic doors, which was the only station on the line until the extension opened to have them, meaning they could close it whenever they wanted to, especially during the night time when it's not in use, so no one could come inside. Now here there is a kiosk. Staff room. Here is the plaque about the opening. On the concourse here, there's also 2 ticket machines, an information point and an emergency point, and all the ticket information. Seating, sanitizer, which doesn't work anymore, it hasn't been refilled since COVID really. Drink fountain, phone booth, and at the time of recording, still this sign for Yanchep rail extension, which obviously is open, so they're gonna have to remove that soon, as the announcement proves. And toilets there, vending machine, timetables, and a full indoor bike shelter as well, which is quite rare, although there aren't many spots. But that's pretty cool, with some really specific opening times. 4:35, 3 a.m, 1:15, 5:05. Okay. Anyway, now we exit back out to the other side where we started the video. So as you heard on the announcement earlier, they are only saying which platform number the train departs from, and not which, how many minutes they're left, which is typical trait of a old terminus station, just like Clarkson has been doing for the last 10 years. They never changed it, because there used to be a train always waiting, and then they wouldn't have to say it, but now there's not anymore. And even on all the new extension stations, for some reason it says it like this now, which is so bad. But anyway, let's have a look at the bus routes. Butler Station currently has 7 bus routes, although it will soon be 8, with 485 starting operations. 481 to 484, all nicely numbered now since the Yanchep extension opened. Travel down to Clarkson Station, with 481 being the most western, travelling via Santa Barbara Parade, 482 travelling directly along Marmion Avenue and nothing else, 483 doing a lot more suburban services, streets through Merriwa, and 484 going on suburban streets through Ridgewood. The northern sections of 483 and 484, which used to go to Alkimos, were replaced by two very short routes, 487 and 488. 488 just going straight up there, 487 doing more loops around, with that being a temporary alignment to the Alkimos Primary School terminus, which both routes will extend up to Alkimos Station once the road network here is further developed. There's also the 486, which travels directly along Marmion Avenue to Alkimos Station, and 485 will soon come into operation, traveling through these streets on the western side, also to Alkimos Station, which should be in August, so not too long from now. And there's 486 right now, 3486 just arrived. So the stands here, we have stand 6 for the short 487 and 488 to Alkimos Primary School, stand 5 for the 486 to Alkimos Station, stand 4 is set down only right to the exit, stand 3 is also set down only, stand 2 contains the longer 483 and 484 to Clarkson Station, and stand 1 contains the quicker 481 and 482 to Clarkson Station. Actually 481 is probably a bit slow as well as train replacement towards Perth probably, and train replacement towards Yanchep is just over there at the 486 stand. The bus interchange also features these small walls with the stand numbers actually engraved on them to protect you from excess wind, and you can go behind them on either side with seating and bins all around, which is very nice. So that's it for all the stands. There used to of course be routes to Two Rocks from here and Yanchep 490, 491, which wasn't long ago at the time of recording. They used to go from Clarkson before Butler even opened. Also some more bike U-rails over there. And now let's just quickly go down into the platform, and then that's the full walkthrough complete. The station has significant red theming with lots of red walls and a grand red archway at the closed station smart rider processors located next to the customer service office to enter the platforms, similar to Eglinton's red theming at the entrance. Both platforms can be accessed via a single lift, a single escalator, or a set of stairs. The escalator on platform 2 currently goes up to the concourse level, which makes sense considering there's large groups of crowds getting off the train and going up, although the escalator on platform 1 does go down to get you to the Perth-bound platform, which it used to not do since trains would terminate there as well, with large crowds of people going up, but now that no longer happens, although I guess they can switch the direction of the escalator in morning peak when lots of people are going down. I don't know if they do though. A bit of a shame it's only one escalator, but at least it does have them instead of 0 like at Eglinton. This is the staircase down, which is very nice and wide to get lots of people down. And here we are at platform level. Now the station also has a unique aspect in design, considering the overhead wire equipment is actually located in the middle of the tracks, despite it being a side platform station. I believe everywhere else with side platform stations, or at least on the Yanchep Line, I can't really remember the Mandra ones right now.
Passengers travelling towards Yanchep. The next service is leaving from platform 2. This service stops at all stations to Yanchep.
Yeah, have the wires on the side, not in the middle like this, so there's a smaller gap in the middle. Now the very northern end of the platform and the very southern end is uncovered, although most of the station is covered by the nice canopy on top, which sort of resembles like a plane shape with the roofs going out in both directions looking like wings. This is the end of platform 2 here. There was actually an emergency staircase added here, similar to Kwinana and Wellard. Upon the opening of the line, I don't know what effect that really has. There's no difference, you can still get up just like you could before the Yanchep line opened. And although at the top the fence is still just a fence, there's no opening to it yet, so if they don't add that, then that's pretty silly. And then there's seating in the middle of both platforms. I don't need to show you on the other side, it's exactly the same, and you can see from here, as well as an information box. There's actually no normal station sign here, which is one of the only stations not to have a proper station sign, even if it is black. Mainlands actually also doesn't have one since the airport line opened, but I don't think there's any others. Let me know if I'm mistaken. You can press the button here.
The next train to Yanchep departs in 3 minutes. The train stops.
But honestly, it's still a really good sign, all this really big one. And there used to be a massive system map on the wall on both platforms, which also said the platform number, but since the opening of the Yanchep line they've removed them. They weren't bothered dealing with the massive one. Same over there, and instead just the little tiny system map, just like at every other station, is here. And then this is the southern end of the platform with the Butler Boulevard bridge seen up there. And that's it. That's the full walkthrough of the station. There's still the old crossovers here, a remnant of when it was a terminus. I don't know if they're ever going to do shutdowns the terminated Butler. If they won't, they're never going to be used again, at least in passenger operation. So that's quite sad too, to be honest. Okay, let's watch the bus and train clips now.
Yanchep passengers, your next service leaves from platform 2. This service stops all stations to Yanchep. service is leaving from platform 1. This service stops all stations to Perth. Passengers travelling towards Yanchep, your next service departs from platform 2. This service stops at all stations to Yanchep.
And see, that's pretty cool with the splitting of the 483 and 484 sections north to Alkimos. That bus just came off of 488 and now it does a 483, so it's a bit more variety for drivers instead of always doing the 484 after the new 488. They can just switch to 483. Even though it's pretty strange how it just continues now anyway, despite being two separate routes, but it's how it goes now.
meet our platform 1. This service stops all stations to Perth.
I'm going to give Butler Station a full rating of 5 stars. It is already better than most other Yanchep Line stations, considering its transit-oriented development. Literally Woolworths right here, this entire shopping strip, and it's pretty much got all the facilities you would need. It's got a bus interchange, it's enclosed as well, which was the only station on the Yanchep Line to be enclosed until the extension opened, with the doors, I mean. And it's got a really nice concourse and look and feel to it in the middle of suburbia. Nothing's really wrong with it. It even has escalators, albeit one to each platform. It's still better than the 0 we have at Eglinton, which is a much more open station, not that sheltered, unstaffed and such. So that's why it got 4 stars despite being a new station in that video. Really great overall, and I'm glad I've come back to take another look at it after a few years since my original station video and give a much more detailed explanation and comments on this great station.